It's week 2 of the NFL, and coming up next, it's a cross-conference showdown. It's the Commanders and the Bengals under the lights on Thursday night.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paycor Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Tonight, we're on to week 2 of the NFL season. We got a good one on tap, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gautin. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a deflator, and sometimes that can just really make you mad and more determined the next time out.
But meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
First game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
Every quarterback in the NFL has a little bit of his own signature style out there, but for this guy, he really plays the game in a different way. It's led to a couple...
That is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, McCord. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Off the play fake. McCord. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Commanders will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of a team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week. We're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down. They'll look to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Here we go on fourth down. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. So their first drive of the game already trailing, having given up points. A little surprised that they went for it, right?
Maybe the big guy, the head coach, senses this is going to be a shootout type of a game. That they've got to match them point for point, as opposed to, hey, we'll get them later. Maybe he just has that sense, and that's why he decided to go for it there.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at their own 44. Throwing to start the drive. McCord going down the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a first down.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short the line to gain. The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first. And the Bengals will get the football back. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. He'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure, and he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up fourth. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And taken at the 46. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42.
And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. Here we go on the next drive for Washington. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. McCord firing quickly here, and that's complete. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Down, staying ahead of schedule. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commander's 1st down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
You talk about this Bengals defense.
This unit 3rd best in the NFL in stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. But some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
13 yards there and a Washington 1st.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
9 yards is the pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Back to throw. McCord. And this is going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. They'll run here with Henderson.
And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders.
A great effort there.
His 1st rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are off to a 13-0 1st quarter lead.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. No problem there on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
On play action, they'll throw.
Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Facing second and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Over the middle, it's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. This is caught. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal. They hand off to their big tight end, and not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. McCord. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 36. A good pickup there, a 22. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Back to throw again. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Throwing again.
McCord.
And he comes back with one complete.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. And he spots Henderson open left side. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. And his kick here is good. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call. They're opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Cincinnati set to take over once again. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Now back to throw.
He tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Washington offense back out there. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Back to throw.
McCord.
Quick hitter here. It's complete.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game at Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
But they've certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the 1st half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the 2nd half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Commanders have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Sometimes a group that gets overlooked, certainly, the offensive line. Right there, they really helped with that score.
Didn't they tell us in our meeting that when we score touchdowns, running the ball, that means the offensive line actually scored first by moving people back beyond the end zone. We saw evidence of that on that play.
Extra point splits the uprights, and a lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
Second and a couple.
They're going to look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
Yeah, boy, this burgundy and gold defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They go play action here on first down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He was looking to throw on second down. McCord throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, throwing back across his body.
And the Bengals are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know it feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. They'll have good field position at midfield following the turnover as they start with the first down here.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
That is caught, and he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They'll look to throw.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And his kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a moment. But first, the NFL season is in full swing. Let's show the good folks what we've got in store for us later this weekend here in Week 2. In the early window on Sunday, one of the best happens up in Pittsburgh. A big one for the Steelers as they get set to take on the visiting New York Giants. More good stuff later in the afternoon, one being down in the desert, where it'll be the Cardinals at home in Glendale, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. And then finally, the national game on Sunday night, it's a good one, between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bengals with work to do in this third quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Bengal offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. McClellan. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down. Back to throw here. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory. And they begin with a quick throw out left. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. Off play action. McCord firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
He'll decide to keep this once more.
And he probably should have given that one off, as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Washington going to send out their punter.
And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. So the coach putting the blitz on, and remember, that coach, former defender in this league, he loves this.
Yeah, they love to see it happen because I think they just have that flashback about when they were playing, right? And that's what we were taught. That's what we did. And they've used that same impact with their own teams and do the same type of teaching.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Following the fumble recovery, McCord. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. To throw on 2nd down, McCord. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And that could have been the lifeline they needed. This is a play that could have been made. Instead, it's just going to fall incomplete.
To throw on 3rd down, McCord. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will not be able to get the first, as he can get this only down to the 5. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. 1st down. On 1st down, McClellan powers through him.
And he carries this one past the midfield stripe and into Commander territory.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. McClellan, and he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, having a partner, because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s, and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear if they want to close this gap.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big...
It's caught inside the 25.
And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Big yardage that time for Washington. 54 yards.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. And now here's a carry heading left. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Commanders will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
The Bengals getting set to go.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
On 1st down, McClellan. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10
at the 35-yard line. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line.
A shotgun handoff now to Miller.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Underneath for Miller. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up second down. They'll set up a throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
And the slot man goes in motion left.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. He'll drop to throw. Touchdown Bengals. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Bengals are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
And it would appear they're on their way to a 2-0 start as they begin things here with a 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter.
Now here's a quick throw to start the drive complete. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Off the play fake. McCord. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
And this is going to be a Commander's 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever.
Puts it on the carpet, it's out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
Previous play is under review.
The question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
And a quick throw here, that's complete.
The 2nd down pass. Complete to number 2.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This will be 3rd and 5. Able to power through.
He's across midfield. Still going.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They give him a gain of 37.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. They'll look to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now third down and 6 to go. Again, he'll drop to throw.
He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders.
A great play there with his second touchdown of the night as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Point after try forthcoming. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
This certainly has not been the start to the season that they were hoping for. Well on their way to an 0-2 start. And they go to work again here now in this fourth quarter.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40.
50 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. 2nd down and 3.
They'll set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. They'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. It's a gain of 34. Back to throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing, timing, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. And that sack brings up 4th and goal, a loss of 7. Big play. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there, with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
And the Bengals' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Second down, it's Henderson. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. And they'll indeed take a knee. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for the Commanders,
they start the season with a great win on the road here in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin.